We all have those nights or even those weeks when getting enough quality sleep seems so difficult or nearly impossible. A checklist of to-dos, we have stresses or worries or anxieties can lead to so many sleep problems, including how much shut-eye we're actually getting, but more importantly, the quality and the depth of how much we're sleeping. Or let's say if you're a night owl, shutting down and unwinding in the evening can be really difficult for you to do consistently. The thing is, sleep is so important to a healthy lifestyle. We've talked about it before and I will talk about it again. And while it might seem really simple, it's often overlooked many times when we're talking about our health. And it's so interconnected. To be able to eat well and move often, quality sleep is so important. So when you sleep well, you're more likely to make better choices throughout your day when it comes to your eating habits, when it comes to actually physically moving, to also your mental, emotional energy of being present and productive and attentive to everything that you need to conquer in your day-to-day life. And when you don't get enough sleep, it can absolutely influence your food choices. And research has shown that poor sleep quality actually leads to increased cravings for junk food or simple sugars, overeating throughout the day, and not consuming or eating as many fruits and vegetables. So for example, one mineral found abundantly in fruits, veggies, dark leafy greens, legumes is magnesium. And magnesium plays a vital role in our sleep quality. And a deficiency in this essential nutrient enhances stress and inflammation. It increases it, which may also be linked to reductions in sleep duration and also sleep quality, both which are key. And if you're trying to eat better or you're trying to maintain a habit of eating well, you can also see how a bad night's sleep can put you completely off track right from the moment that you wake up. So in this video, I'm sharing what to do when you don't get enough rest and how you can make sure that you're still eating healthfully and nourishing your body, because it happens. But first, let me know below how much and how well you sleep every night. First things first, I want you to look into why you didn't get enough sleep. How often are you experiencing a poor night's sleep? Is it one night a week? Is it 2 nights a week? Or is it when your schedule is just thrown off by travel? Does it happen on nights when you have to work late or nights before a big, maybe stressful presentation at work or a stressful conversation? If it's consistent, the best thing you can do is set up a regular sleep schedule, going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time, as much as possible, ideally every day of the week. Not only will that really help you fall asleep and wake up easier over time, but in addition, science shows us that it helps regulate our circadian rhythm, which will also help you get a deeper rest. Again, quality is just as important as quantity. And if you only experience some nights with, let's say, less sleep than usual, maybe once or twice a week or even once or twice a month, then maybe you need to explore what is triggering those nights and how you can navigate both of those by reducing those triggers or even just giving yourself a little planning and preparation those days before that might happen to you. And once you know when exactly you experience those nights without the best sleep, there's a few steps you can take to prevent it from happening, and also you can give yourself a little bit more love and support for yourself when it does. So the first thing is that I always want you to start by looking at the cause of the problem. Can you get to the root cause? Now that you know when you experience those poor night's sleeps, what is causing it? How can you prevent it? What might be going on? What was your mental state? So for example, if you're having trouble falling asleep every night, I want you to try a few small little tips and tricks that will help your bedroom space feel a little bit more like a sleep sanctuary. From dimming the lights, no TV, no phone, diffusing some essential oils that give off a calming scent like lavender, fluffing your pillow, changing your sheets, getting a cozy blanket. On the other hand, if there's a stressor that's triggering your sleepless nights, I find that it's really helpful to journal out what might be on your mind. So whether it's something serious or you have a ton of to-do lists before the next day, tomorrow, that you're thinking about, just journal that out. That way you can look back and process on some of those ideas or those thoughts. You can look back on them the next day and really see if you have to address them versus dwelling on them right before bed while you're trying to fall asleep. I also find that guided sleep meditations can really help prevent my mind from wandering and can really help me relax a little bit more, especially if I have a lot of to-dos on my mind. Either way, creating an evening routine, whether it's what you do every night or if you create a special evening routine for nights where you're feeling particularly stressed or stretched thin, it can really help these sleepless nights from happening or at least make them a little bit less severe. And even when you try to prevent a poor night's sleep, there's gonna be times when it happens. So being prepared for that situation will really help you take better care for yourself during those times. And also it'll help reduce any anxiety that you have about losing sleep. And when this happens, the first thing to do is bring awareness to the fact that, hey, I didn't sleep so well, I might be a little off my game this next day, but at least you have a solid backup plan because you've created it. Every morning, for example, I start my day with the 2Q daily practice, and this really helps me tune into what I'm feeling at that moment and also how I want to feel during the day, what practice I need to do. So if you don't have it already, be sure to grab my Healthy Habits Made Easy guide where I walk you through the entire 2Q daily practice, what it is, how you can use it in your life, and also how it can impact your sleep habits. So having this check-in first thing in the morning will allow you so much space and also bring a lot of attention to those nights that you didn't sleep very well. So it's used also as a journal prompt and journal entry. And this will help you make more intentional decisions throughout the day rather than just mindlessly making choices because you're a little groggy or you're exhausted or you might have some type of like mood swing because you just didn't get enough sleep or you just might feel like you're on autopilot. And the next thing that you want to do is have your backup plan in place. This is so important and it's also going to look very different for everybody, but it should include these three things. Number one, an energizing breakfast. Number two, movement. And number three, a really convenient and nourishing meal. So after you don't sleep well and you've brought attention to it, starting to bring yourself back into alignment by having some energizing breakfast, something that's gonna really nourish your physical body to make you feel great, is gonna be so supportive. And I have a ton of free recipes on nutritionstrip.com. But two that that I think will help you right away and that I would recommend. One of them is a green smoothie. It is so easy. You can keep most of the ingredients stocked in the freezer, so they're always on hand for when this happens. You can even pre-package them in their own like smoothie pack. My second recommendation would be a matcha latte that you can have alongside literally any kind of meal or breakfast that you have in mind. Whether it's a smoothie or whether it's eggs or oatmeal, matcha is quite literally energizing because it contains some caffeine. But for some people, it has a little bit of a gentler effect compared to the strong caffeine effects of coffee. And next, I want you to have a plan to move your body. If you didn't sleep well, and you skipped your regular exercise routine, or you will be skipping it that evening, but instead of skipping out on movement altogether or having that all or nothing mentality about your exercise, just have some low intensity movement that you can do for like 20 minutes, whether it's walking or yoga. So not only does exercise give us those endorphins and give us a little boost of energy, but it can also make it easier for you to fall asleep on the same day. So it really is that whole cycle approach. And then the third thing is to have a really convenient and nutrient-dense meal on hand. So when you get a lack of sleep, you might be finding it really, really difficult actually to get in the kitchen, cook a meal, especially after a long day when you're just like trying your best. Instead, have an idea for 1 or 2 recipes that you can make that only take you like 10 or 15 minutes, and they always contain ingredients that you have on hand. So this could be a really delicious pasta recipe with sauce and frozen veggies, or any leftover veggies that you have that week, or maybe it's one of my favorites, which is a really quick sheet pan recipe where you literally pick whatever protein that you have, a bunch of veggies that you have, you quickly toss them in olive oil, salt, and pepper, and pop them in the oven. But the idea is to really have a meal that's planned ahead for you when those days happen so that you can really ensure that you're nourishing your physical body well, and also it's going to impact and improve your sleep in that night. And while it's okay to snack and reach for those foods that make you feel good, like chocolate or the chips or whatever you fill in the blank, I just want to make sure that you really are intentional about making those choices for nourishing your body. Like, can you and have you tried your best to really nourish your physical body with the foundational 5 so that you can really regain your energy, you can nourish your physical body, your mental awareness and focus too for the next night, because that will impact your sleep. And if you feel like you need a little extra support, a little help, be sure to download my free guide for creating healthy habits with ease, where I walk you through this entire process for making a healthy habit stick, and also how to navigate these challenges when they come up. So follow the link around this video and download that. And if you like this video, as always, let me know by sharing your biggest takeaway, and also be sure to follow and subscribe for more videos like this from me every single week. And if you need a little extra push of inspiration, then be sure to follow me on Instagram and check out my Instagram stories every day. And also head over to nutritionstrip.com, where I have a ton of recipe ideas for those quick and energizing breakfasts or those sheet pan dinners. And I am wishing you a really beautiful day. And remember that health is a daily practice.